This is Josh Hart here for Seconds Out. Delighted today to be joined by CYRUS Pattinson here over Zoom. Cyrus, first of all, thank you very much for your time this morning. And how is everything?
I'm good, mate. I'm just finished my first session of the day. Just on my way up my second one, so getting the ball rolling again.
Sounds very, very good. Good to see that you are back. You're back in training. We know that you have been injured, but how are you now? How's recovery been?
It's good, mate. It's been tough 8 months, to be honest with you. Was like I said, there was points where I didn't even know if I was going to box again, if I was going to be able to box again. So, uh, obviously, God give us a second chance in that, and now it's time for the comeback.
Fair enough. And how has life been, I'd say, since last August, just recovering from injuries, dealing with your first
Yeah,
defeat? How has life been?
it was tough to be honest with you, because with that injury, I got I sustained that I couldn't even train. So I was literally walking 15, 20 miles a day, just trying to keep my mind occupied and stuff. When you've done something all your life as well, like I was training 2, 3 times a day for the last 15, 20 years, uh, it's like a massive part of your identity. And so when it's been taken away from you, it almost feels like you don't know who you are anymore or what you're going to do if you're not going to box. So it was a lot of there's a lot of stuff I had to deal with and deal through. But obviously, we're coming out the other side now, and I'm just excited to get back in the gym. Well, I am back in the gym, excited to get back in the ring, get back fighting, and doing what I love.
And before we look at the future, it's only right just to look at the past briefly. How do you reflect on the night against Conor Walker?
First loss, great night for Connor. Done a lot of stuff right. Obviously, we're going to reflect on your defeat, and if you've got nothing to reflect on, then how are you going to get better? So there's a lot of stuff I would do differently, and should have done differently, but that's part of life in it. And like, he performed well on the night. It was his night, not mine, and fair play to him, and that's it. Like, we've got to put it to bed now and move on to the future and look what's next.
And what do you make of the run of form that Conor Walker has been on since that fight? Because some people were thinking it could have just been a lucky night for Conor, but he's gone on to have two brilliant fights since then. What do you make of his run?
Yeah, he's a good fighter. Fair play to him. Like, he's a good fighter. Performed well against the Crocker fight, which I thought probably should have got the nod for. Could have got the nod. Depends on what kind of weight that you are kind of looking at. So I'm not going to badmouth him. Done well. He's been on good form and he's gone to big things as well. Even though if he lost the fight, uh, I think him performing well against Crocker. Obviously, people respected the fight against me more. I think that if people didn't really respect the type of fighter that he was and the fight that me and him were in, then it's just give it more credibility for what both were. So
And how much desire is there still to get that rematch with Conor Walker?
I'm just open for any options coming back into it. My house back, and that's the most important thing. That was been the biggest fight for me to go through. Uh, and if that fight comes back up, it comes back up. But I need to do what's right for me. So I don't know. I'm keeping my options open for everything. Like I say in the past, I'll fight anybody. So I'm just taking one fight at a time.
And obviously, you mentioned there's things that you could have done differently. When you sat down and watched the fight with Conor Walker, what do you believe you should have done differently in order to have a change of result and get the win?
Right, I don't know if that's a conversation for the interview to be honest with you. That's something that I'd keep on my coaches and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
Just
fair
in
enough.
case of potential for the future. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, fair
But
enough.
so there's things that I do differently, and I'm sure there's things that he would do differently as well. That he did more of and less of. So I'm sure he would approach the fight differently if it happened again as well. So
But we
I
know
think
that,
it's just
but we know that you do have a different approach if there is a rematch.
oh 100%, 100%. Uh, just like I say, it wasn't my night. I'm not going to hear and squabble and make excuses and stuff. So, he was a better man on the night. And that's it. And
And in the last year, obviously, while being out of the ring recovering from injury, Has there ever been, and I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, but has there ever been any thoughts of possible retirement? Obviously, you mentioned the injury and not being sure if you were going to be able to box again.
Nah, to be honest with you, it was more for the fact that I couldn't. So it's never been an option to quit. I've never been like, it's time I hang up the gloves. Like I know there's so much more in it, and uh, that's how fickle the sport is. People are so quick to write you off. I mean, I had one loss, and then I was out for a little bit with an injury, and then obviously people are end up turning and saying that it's the time for retirement or that you're finished, and people that might you just be thinking that you've got nothing left to give. Uh, that's how terrible it is. Like the last 2, 3 fights I've had have been great fights. Uh, and I've never dropped in quality in my performances. And obviously what I was showing people, but that's the boxing world, isn't it? Like I say, for that 6 months, I hardly heard from anyone. Do you know what I mean? But I'm sure Martinez said it after one of his. Martinez said it after his fight. Like he might have had like 1,000 missed calls after he won, and then 3 after he got beat. And it just puts things into perspective for you. Like it is a business and that, and you kind of take it personal. But a lot of people aren't there for you. Do you know what I mean? They want the best from you, not for you. So it just puts things into perspective and that, and I who people are that I'm closest to now, and you need these moments in life to actually separate the types of people around you.
Are you still under a contract with Matchroom once you head back for your return?
And now I'm a free agent now. The last contract that was on my last fight of my contract, and so I didn't renew it. But I'm open to all options. Like if I go back with Matchroom, I'll go back with Matchroom. But I really need to do what's best for me, my future.
And what is the route back once you've got a fight date? What plan are you looking at taking to get yourself back into the title contention that you were in?
Like I say, like I'm open to any fight. Uh, I'm happy to go straight back into an 8 rounder. Like I don't want to do sixes. I I'm more than happy to go back into an 8 rounder and then get back straight into it. Like I say, like I feel good. I've been doing plenty of rounds in sparring. I'm only getting fit. I'm getting stronger. I haven't even started camp. My weight's good. So there's nothing to complain about. Like I'm in a really good position at the minute. So like I say, I'd like to go back and win it around that, shake the rust off after like nearly a year out, and then get back in the mix.
Fair enough. And then just moving away from yourself and looking at some broader topics in the boxing landscape. We recently had the announcement that Canelo's next fight will be against Edgar Berlanga on September 14th. Who do you see winning that fight?
Oh, Canelo. Uh, People are very like quick to say like who's fighting. But Canelo's the face of boxing really, so he can fight who he wants to fight. He's the A side. He's bringing the money. Uh, so people kind of say where they can't have an opinion on who should fight in that, but it's Canelo's decision at the end of the day. He's the A side. He can fight who he wants and make the money. So that's Canelo. I go to Canelo like.
Fair enough. And then before the Edgar Berlanga fight was announced, there was a lot of rumors circulating around social media that Chris Eubank Jr. was the front runner to face Canelo.
Yeah.
But since then, Ben Shalom has confirmed that the fight with Eubank won't be happening due to a purse being offered to Eubank that wasn't acceptable. What do you make of Eubank not taking a fight with Canelo?
I'm really got a lot to say on it. Really, like if I can't say why Eubank wouldn't want to fight. Like there must be other issues in it. If he doesn't believe that he's getting enough money for it. But I haven't really got many opinions on other people. To be honest with you, like I say, I've just had time out to focus on myself, and now I'm getting back now. I'm just focused on myself, and that's all I'm doing. Just got my tunnel vision, focus on myself, and that's all I'm doing, mate.
Fair enough. And then just looking at tomorrow night, Turkey Al Sheikh, obviously with his big influence on boxing nowadays, he said that if Terence Crawford is victorious, he wants to make a massive mega fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford. If that fight is to get made, how do you see it playing out?
Be a tough one to be honest with you, but there's not really many. Uh, how do you think it's going to play out?
I'm not allowed to give my thoughts as a reporter. I've got to stay neutral, so I can't make
Right.
on that.
I'm staying neutral as well, mate. I'm staying neutral as well. It'd be a great fight and that, great for boxing and that. But I'm excited to see Crawford at the weekend. Like he's I will right, and he is pound for pound like the best fighter. I reckon he stops him within 6 rounds.
Fair enough. And then just looking onto the UK shores, Riyadh season continues in September at Wembley, as we see Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois top the bill at Wembley. How do you see that fight playing out for the IBF Heavyweight Championship?
I was born with JB with both of them, so but I would say Joshua stoppage.
And when you say you trained at GB with them, did you ever get to watch those two have any rounds of sparring against each other?
Nah, I didn't, mate.
Okay. Okay, fair
Nah.
enough. How big of a chance do you give the underdog in Daniel Dubois? Because some people are writing him off very quickly, whereas some people are giving him a massive chance. How big of a chance do you give him?
It's still got a big chance. It's heavyweight boxing, isn't it? If you can land the punch, then you've got a chance. Do you know what I mean? So, so dangerous fight. They're both heavy hitters. They're both very strong, powerful men. So it's a dangerous fight, but that's all I'm saying.
Cyrus, thank you very much for your time today. It's good to have you
Thank you very
back,
much, Joshua.
and best of
Really
luck.
appreciate it.
It's all good, my friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. See you later, mate.